My wife had just gone to the store. Milk, eggs, something else I forgot to listen to. The door had barely closed when my daughter, 7 years old, tugged at my sleeve. She whispered, barely audible, "We have to get out, right now." I smiled, confused, bent down. Why? Her eyes didn't meet mine. They stared, vacant, cold, toward the ceiling. Then she pointed upstairs. Her hand trembled. "We don't have time, Daddy." I didn't ask again. I grabbed the car keys and walked her to the truck like I was stepping out of a dream I didn't want to wake from. We drove to the police station. I didn't know why, but I knew something was very wrong. She was never a nervous child. Shy, maybe, sensitive, but not like this. The officer at the desk leaned forward, expression flat. I let my daughter speak first. Her voice cracked. "There's a man in the attic." Silence. She looked at me, pleading, as if I'd stopped doubting her before they did. "He comes down when you're gone. Mommy tells me not to say anything." I didn't react, didn't blink. I just placed my hand on her shoulder and nodded once to the officer. We waited in the break room while they dispatched a unit. 15 minutes later, an officer returned. Pale, eyes hard. "We need to talk." They found signs of living in the attic. Pillows, candy wrappers, socks, a used razor blade, a crumpled shirt I hadn't worn in years, a mattress I didn't own. Police asked who might have access. I told them we don't keep spare keys. I lied. She had friends, coworkers, clients. Some names came too quickly when I asked, others too slow. The next night I watched her, silent, studied her every gesture. She laughed at a show she'd seen before, poured wine into the same glass she never let me use, checked her phone like it itched her hand. At 2 a.m., I went into the attic myself. She was asleep, or pretending to be. The crawl space door creaked like it hadn't been touched in years, but it had. Dust disturbed, footprints, one long black hair on the pillow that wasn't mine. There were no photos, no IDs, just one thing carved into the attic beam. You weren't supposed to know. I didn't accuse her. That would have been too loud. Instead, I bought a small recording device, one for the bedroom, one in the hallway, one in the attic. I told her I had training shifts late. I didn't. For 3 nights, I slept in my truck at the end of the street, listening to everything in real time. The second night, the feed crackled. A whisper, a floorboard. Then, his voice. "Did he believe you?" "He's too distracted. He trusts me." Good. He always was stupid. Something broke inside me in that moment. Not anger, just the part that had loved her. I stayed still, calm, let the fire burn behind the glass. I came home early the next evening. She was on the couch, pretending to read. The book was upside down. I stood in front of her, quiet. She looked up. "You're early." I nodded, set a flash drive on the table. "I'd like you to listen." She played it. Her face collapsed in slow motion, like a building folding in on itself. His voice again. Hers. Laughter. Whispered plans. I waited. Let the shame suffocate her. Let her feel it. She looked up with shaking lips. You don't understand." I raised a hand. "Save it." Then I pulled out the printed restraining order. One for her, one for him, one for the house, and full emergency custody. Her mouth moved, but no sound came out. I left her with the same silence she'd gifted me. I moved into a new apartment, small, clean, no attic. My daughter sleeps peacefully now. No whispers, no fear, just quiet. Sometimes I replay the recordings, not to remember her betrayal, but to remind myself how subtle evil can sound. People think monsters growl and bite, but the worst ones whisper through floorboards while you're asleep, and smile when they lie. I don't dream of her anymore, and if I do, I make sure I wake up before she opens her mouth.